Good Wednesday morning. It's a week since I left home to come out here and pick up my new, to me, 1974 Dodge D200 pickup and spend a little bit of time with my uncle, who is the previous owner of the vehicle, and get this old girl running again and start heading on back to North Carolina today. So we're going to ride some different routes. We're going to drive on out Route 64, which parallels 40, runs right on back to Statesville, North Carolina, where I need to be at, and we're going to make a stop in Nashville tonight and stay with a friend of mine, Jim Hannon, who you may know from the Mopar Connection magazine YouTube channel. You see him quite a bit on there working with Kevin Shaw, and we'll head on back the rest of the way tomorrow. It's about a 14-hour trip total, maybe a little longer in this old girl, because she don't like to run on down the road too quick. About 55, 60 is going to be about my limit. This truck's got a 318 with 411 gears in it, so it's not a highway cruiser at all. But we'll get on down the road here today, and hopefully we don't have any issues. Alright, well, I just made my first fuel stop. I went about 113 miles. I just wanted to check and see what kind of mileage I'm getting. Cruising on the interstate, I'm doing between 60 and 65. The truck seems to run pretty good there, but we get about 10 miles to the gallon. So, and I also found out that when I do fill the tank, it leaks pretty good. So I'm losing some fuel there. It's dripping right now into the truck, so I need to get rolling, get some of that fuel level down, and now I know do not top it. Alright, I just made my second fuel stop on my way to Nashville. I'm going 168 miles, so I figured this time I'd put in about 14 gallons, because we're averaging about, well, that first tank calculated out to 10 miles to the gallon, and I'm just going to play it safe at that. So I put in 14 gallons of fuel and no leakage out of the tank, so that kept the fuel level low enough where that's not going to happen. So I'll have to keep doing that all the way home, just every 170,000 miles or 170 miles, just stop and put fuel in it and calculate how much I need in there to keep it below the top of the tank. Let's get back on the road and head towards Nashville. Alright, after a night here in Hendersonville, just on the north side of Nashville, I am ready to finally get on home. I think I've got my charging issue taken care of. Other than that, the truck's been running great. So we're going to probably hit some weather on the way home today. So I've got my wiper back on just in case I got to use it. And I got to give a shout out to Mr. Jim Hannon. You may know him from the Mopar Connection magazine YouTube channel and the website there, where Jim does a lot of tech articles with Kevin Shaw on the magazine. And he let me stay at his place last night. We just got done having breakfast, and I'm going to hit the road. I got about an 8-hour ride home with the detours around the still devastated areas there in western part of North Carolina. They at least have I-26 open, so I can cut down through that area instead of having to go all the way up and around. So it'll save me a little bit of time. But we're gonna get hit in the road and get on down the highway. All right. Well, I am probably about 3 hours from home. I finally made it to I-26, which is a good thing, because when I set out on this journey, I-26 was not open from the damage that was done during the hurricane that came through. But as we arrived in Knoxville on the way out to Ozark, the announcement came that they had opened up I-26 to 1 lane of traffic each direction. So that was good. I was able to cut off some time for my trip home. So as I roll through that area, I'm going to try and document some of the damage that happened throughout that area along I-26 and through that region of western North Carolina, so everybody can get a glimpse of just how much devastation there was done. I don't know how much I'll be able to see, but I'll get the camera rolling when I come up on an area where I can definitely see some destruction that happened. Alright, this is the area where a lot of flooding happened. Holy cow. Look at this. Wow. Wow. This whole area here was flooded out. You can see just everything is just everywhere. My goodness. I've seen videos of this area, and now I'm seeing it in person. Coming up on the section where the roadway washed away at the I-26 bridge. This is what they've just reopened as far as, oh my goodness, look at this. Holy cow. Wow. Here we go. They've got one side of the bridge back open where they've replaced the washed out roadway, and oh my, wow. Wow. This is unreal. Seeing this in person is just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. This is the bridge that got washed out right here. This is all part of it. This river flooded everything through here. If you're watching this video and you've got the means to help out the relief efforts in western North Carolina, please, if figure out the best way for you to make your donations count and donate some funding to help with the recovery efforts and the rebuilding efforts. This is just amazing. There's more destruction. Just unbelievable. Wow. It's kind of hard for me to see exactly what I'm filming here, but this is just something else. I mean, look at the tree stumps. I don't know how those houses down there survived. Well, I made it back to Statesville, North Carolina. It's about 7:30 at night. I left Hendersonville, I guess, sometime around 10:30, 10:45 this morning. So it took a little longer than the MapQuest said, but I did, I had extra fuel stops and also had a couple traffic backups through Asheville. So all in all, not too bad a time. But made it back with no problems. The truck really ran great for not being on the road for as long as it has been, and I'm very happy with everything. So we'll do a closeout to this video tomorrow once I get back to the house and it's light out, and we'll give the truck another walk around and let you take a look at it in the daylight. Alright, well, it's been a few days since I got back in town, and I just wanted to wrap up this video on the drive home. I did about 971 miles, so almost 1,000 miles since I first put gas in the truck back in Ozark, Arkansas, and started my way back home here to Statesville, North Carolina. And honestly, the truck performed flawlessly. I really had no issues the whole ride home, other than when I would fill the tank up too much and it leaked fuel. Everything else was performing very well with the truck. I had no issues. Well, I did have one little issue with the charging system where it wanted to overcharge, but I got that straightened out in Nashville the morning when I left on the second part of my drive home, and the whole way home it was operating perfectly, no overcharging issues. So other than that, really had no problems with the truck. So we're going to continue to work on this a little bit here and there. I've got to do a few things. I need to get the brakes working better on it. We've got to get a hitch put on it so that I can start using the truck for my shop work. And just some little things here and there that need to be taken care of. I've got some more modern seats to put it in to make it a little bit more comfortable ride. But other than that, the rust issues on the truck aren't too bad. And LMC truck has all the panels needed to repair all those things that are wrong with the truck. So we're going to go ahead and order up all those pieces so that I can start getting the floors fixed and tend to the other areas on the bed, over the wheel wells here. And I showed you earlier, both sides have some rust starting here. This one here, I may just make a patch panel up out of some scrap metal I've got around, because it's not too bad. The other side's a little bit more rotted, so I may go ahead and get the patch panel for that. The other side needs the lower section of the bed, because I'm going to eliminate the factory toolbox that was in there, because the toolbox is not in great shape. The door doesn't close very well, and there's a dent right in front of the wheel. So it'll take care of all of that and get rid of the toolbox. Other than that, it's just stuff I can fix a little bit at a time. These trucks are nice because they have these lines here, these brake lines, so I can work on a section of this truck at a time, get it fixed, get it painted, and move on to the next section and just keep painting the truck in sections until she's looking really good again. So those are the plans. I thank everybody for following along on these couple videos, getting the truck revived, back on the road again, and the drive home. Again, the drive home was pretty uneventful. Makes for kind of a boring video, but it was a nice drive home, and I was really pleased with the performance, being able to cruise down the interstates at 60-65 miles an hour. I wasn't a hindrance to any traffic, and we got home safe and sound with no problems. So again, thanks for following along. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit the like button, hit the bell notification so you can watch all the things that will be happening with the '74 Dodge named Goldie. And we'll see you again soon.